Looking at life through my rear view, all the problems I had could be seen a lot clearer after time had passed. Known for living so fast, they wonder how he don't crash with 220 on the dash and he constantly mashing. Why don't he slow down? They be constantly asking, but me in the fast lane is like Middle and Magnus. Now I ain't trying to say that it's the way of the masses, but it's so hard to change. I love this shit with a passion. Since me and C were cutting class and showing shooting out in broad day in the middle of traffic. I remember selling crack faster than I could bag it. Just sharing my past with you, shawty. I ain't bragging. Then Cap got life, other folk got blasted. Had a partner OD, then after all this happened, like the only thing that kept a pimp from crying and laughing. Then the Lord smiled on me at the end of the madness. I never thought that I'd have made it this far rapping, for introducing the youth to what we now call trapping. Considered now a classic. Who'd have imagined me and Milano getting models in next year fashion? So nowadays they can call me old fashioned, but it's way too much cash to see blue lights flashing. So I guess the moral of this here class is life about who make it, not about who make it the fastest. Drive slow, homie. Yeah. Yeah, man. Drive slow. Kanye West, GLC, my man Paul Wall, and T.I. Released in 2005. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. T.I. slapped on it. T.I. smashed everybody on this track. Hey, I don't make them, I just listen to them. Well, I do make them, but I ain't make this one. Man, T.I. went in on this one, man. Shout out to Paul Wall. I got to give Paul Wall a real close runner up on this one because he was right there on T.I., man. I mean, he was right there on his bumper, man. You know, pause. But I got to give Paul Wall a close second on this one, and I'm gonna tell you in a minute why. But this song is called Drive Slow. It's on the Late Registration album by Kanye West, released in 2005. This was actually the remix with T.I. on it. It's really hard to find the version with T.I. on it. The way I heard it back in the day was on BET. I heard it while watching videos on BET. That's how I became aware of it. And I think I heard it on the radio a couple of times, but as far as finding it on CD or MP3, it's kind of hard to find this remix version. So if you want to listen to it, you might have to check it out on YouTube or one of the other platforms out there. But yeah, man, Drive Slow. As always, we're gonna rate this song. But before we get into the rating, let me just talk about the mindset that it appears T.I. came from on his verse. So the song is called Drive Slow. And, in life, people always use the analogy of speed when it comes to life, right? And in particular, speeding in a car. So, if you're speeding in a car, most of the times, something bad is going to happen, if you're always speeding. But when you're driving slow, you stand a better possibility of things going the way they should go, right? So in life, a lot of times when, and especially, in Ebonics or in the hood, so to speak, when a homie might see you messing up or living reckless, he'll say, yo, you speeding, man. Slow down, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the analogy that T.I. came from on his verse, right? So on his verse, he spoke about some things that he had went through with his homies. And he's talking about how, they were basically speeding, living that fast life, and how he made it on the other side of it, but some of his homies didn't. So that's basically the angle that T.I. is speaking from on this song. And so, again, I just got to say, T.I. slapped on this joint, man. Made me screw my face up when I first heard it back in the day. I'm I'm just listening to it and I'm nodding and my face is just screwed up the whole time. Like, yeah, Tip went in on this one. But anyway, let's break it down. As always, we do our scale rating from 0 to 10. And we do creativity, delivery, flow, originality, punchlines, and storytelling. So creativity, I'm gonna give T.I. a 9 on creativity for that one. So that's a pretty high mark. All right, delivery 10, 10 all the way live, baby. He gets a 10 for delivery. That flow was just, he was in the pocket. He just kept it right there in that pocket. You know what I mean? He didn't miss a beat. I mean, that flow was just perfect. I mean, I'm sorry, the delivery was, it was just there. And even in the delivery, his voice, as he got deeper into the voice, his voice started to growl a little bit, right? You could hear that growl in his voice, and then he pulled it back. Yeah, that was dope. Flow. Again, he just rolled that pocket, man. He gets a 10 for flow, man. He gets a 10 for flow. He just stayed in that pocket, man, and just he smashed it. All right. Originality. I give him a 9 for originality. Punchlines. I gotta give a 5 for punchlines because anybody that knows T.I.'s music, his music is not really heavily rooted in punchlines like that anyway. He's more so, now don't get me wrong, he got some punchlines for you, but his stuff is more rooted in reality and the street life and things of that nature. All right. And storytelling, he gets a 10. All day long, he gets a 10 for storytelling because, like I said, I spoke about how he talked about him and his homies living the fast life and how, he made it on the other side. Some of his homies didn't. All right. So he gets a 10 for storytelling. Now, I don't mean to slight anybody else on the song. It is what it is. T.I. just slapped on it, man. But I got to say, if it wasn't for T.I., it would have been Paul Wall. Paul Wall killed it. I mean, Paul Wall did his thing on this. My only gripe with Paul Wall's verse is that his flow, he slipped on the flow just a little bit, like ever so slightly, he slipped on the flow. But other than that, Paul Wall did his thing, man. So in order, I gotta give it to T.I., Paul Wall, then Kanye, then GLC. So that's how I rate this song, man. But overall, great song, dope song. Definitely a classic, man. Definitely a classic. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to GLC. Shout out to Kanye. Shout out to Paul Wall. And shout out to the King, T.I. Yeah. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all stay tuned. We got some more of this stuff coming at you, man. We just vibing on hip hop, man. Hip hop forever. You know what I mean? We out. Peace.